welcome to my channel. For our first project, we're going to be using these supplies from the Dollar Tree, and these hearts came from Hobby Lobby. I used a 40% off coupon on them, and I just think they're so cute. So many of them are in a pack. I also am going to be using ribbon and these flowers that are new. These flowers just came out this week at the Dollar Tree, so hurry before they're all gone. Now you're going to start by taking some twine and you're going to cut out not too long of a length. I would probably say maybe start with like 8 inches just so you have some room to play with it. And then you're going to put some hot glue and sandwich that twine right between two hearts. You're going to do that for both of those that you see there sitting, and then you're going to figure out the length that you want the hearts to be inside of your wreath. I think that this is just so cute and whimsical for this Valentine's Day season, and because it's so neutral with the colors, you actually could keep this up all year long in your home. Now once you've figured out your length, I like to go with one longer, one shorter. Again, it looks cute and whimsical. I'm going to wrap that twine around the wreath, making sure that it has a nice clean finish. Once you've got that first one in place, and I like to start with the long one first just to make sure the length looks right, then I move on to the second one, and I'm going to just do the exact same process, wrap it around, have a nice clean finish. Now I'm going to take some white ribbon, satin ribbon, it's actually a cream or ivory, better yet to say, and then I'm going to just not tie a simple knot. Like I do that a lot on my projects, but this one I wanted to have a clean finish at the top so I can hang it up on something. I'm going to just take some ribbon, wrap it around it first, create a nice loop at the top, and then I'm going to take this in, I'm going to put some hot glue, fold it over, and then I'm going to glue that down onto the ribbon that is already on the wreath wrapped around. This is going to have a nice finished look on your project, so when you hang it up on a door or how I style it at the end, it will look so cute. Now you're going to go ahead and take your flowers, and I like to cut them apart, thought out, versus just clumping them on their actual wires. And then another tip is don't be afraid to cut the flowers. So I'm breaking them apart from each other because this white one, I want to use it, but it's just a little too bulky for this size of this wreath. As well as these leaves, they look like lamb's ear, which is my favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut them all apart and then glue them onto the wreath as I see fit. I think it looks pretty. And I'm going for a wildflower look because it really matches the look of this wood wreath that like I said, picked up at the Dollar Tree. So all together, I think I spent about $4.50 on this project. And the real truth is that you can actually get quite a few projects out of these supplies because I'm using very little of the florals. And the wreath, you would just have to buy more than one if you want to reduplicate the project. But basically you're going to just glue all of your flowers on and your leaves on how you see fit, and as you get everything placed, you're then going to move on to the actual flowers. I like to glue those on last. And then once you've got the two purples in place, I feel like because those are the most substantial on the wreath, I wanted to fill it in with the white versus doing the white first and then put the purple. So I put down the purple first, and now I'm filling it in with all of the white flowers, and I'm just kind of playing with it. And you know how it is as a crafter, you're working with it until you feel that it looks good. So you do that the way you feel looks best for your project. You're then going to tie a bow and place it at the top. Today is the DIY challenge that I'm hosting every single month here on my channel. I'm doing this to help introduce you to other crafters, new crafters. If you're a YouTuber and you want to play along next month, keep a lookout for that coming date that I will be releasing soon. Go check out the playlist. You're going to be introduced to so many new crafters and get lots of inspiration today. Our next project will be using these supplies again from the Dollar Tree. And you're going to start by taking off this arrow. We're going to be repurposing it and using it, so make sure you take good care of it when you take it off. It's easy to crack this heart frame when you're trying to remove it, so just really take your time. It should pop off really easy. Once you've got it off, you're then going to start unwrapping this tinsel red garland that's on it. Friends, I was actually surprised at how difficult it was to remove this garland. I was sitting there for a while. Whoever it was that put this on did a fantastic job at wrapping it so it would never come off. Don't let that keep you from doing this craft. It is a really fun craft to do, but just know that these things are wrapped on here really, really well. If you are new to my channel, please click the subscribe button. I would love to have you join me here on my channel. I have new craft videos every Monday and Friday, and I do cleaning videos on Wednesdays. Once you have all of the garland off, you're then going to take your rope that you got from the Dollar Tree. I love this rope, but let me say that I feel that sometimes it's too bulky for projects and you can get triple the value out of it. So I like to take the rope and I like to cut it at a piece that will allow me to work with it to unwrap it. If you have it be too long, then it's gonna just be a struggle because trying to untwirl it from each other can be a little bit tricky. So once you've got everything untwirled and it's all separated into 3 individual ropes, you're gonna then be able to have enough to do this project. So I used probably about 1.5 of these ropes. So just keep that in mind when you pick up your supplies. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take some hot glue and you're going to take your rope and you're going to first go over the very tip point of the arrow. You want to make sure that you're covering that part because it's kind of hard to wrap rope when it gets closer to the end when it's really small and tight like that. So I decided to go over the tip of it and then bring the rope back around and starting to coil it around the arrowhead. As you're going around the arrowhead, make sure you stay close to the rope so you don't let the glitter peek through. You want it to look more farmhouse chic is what I'm going with for this one. And then as you get to the end of one of your ropes, you're just going to let it finish off nicely by cutting it and then pushing it down in there, and then you're going to just go on to the next piece of rope. You're going to just keep layering it and wrapping it, layering it and wrapping it. Now I'm going to zoom in closer so you can see that when you get to this tricky part here, you're just going to again continue to keep the rope touching each other so you don't see the glitter, but when you get to the end, slow down and put some hot glue on the end, the side parts of the arrow, and you're just going to keep pinching and sandwiching those together. And yes, I am burning my fingers, and yes, I am going to get some of those finger guards for hot glue. You all keep asking me if I have them, and I really want to get some, so I'm going to definitely pick some up really soon because, friends, burning your fingers with hot glue is just not fun. And then once you get past that tricky part, it's a breeze in the middle. You're just going to keep wrapping it all the way up, adding hot glue. I don't use hot glue at every single wrap, but I do like to make sure as I'm putting it on that I am putting some glue here and there, and then I'll wrap for a while and put some glue. And that's just so that it stays nice and tight and you don't have any weird gaps in between where you can see the glitter. Now at the end where the feathers would be, we're going to take this burlap ribbon that they have from the Dollar Tree and we're going to just layer down a whole bunch. I think about 5 layers on it because I really wanted it to be covered and have that burlap feel to it. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to keep working by cutting through all of those little areas, cutting, snipping, and then if you have any spots that you can see where the glitter is showing, I'm just going to take some hot glue, take some more of the burlap, put it down and cut it, and you're just going to keep doing that until you cover up all the glitter and everything is covered nicely. And then I'm going to flip it over so that if you decide to hang this project up, let's say on a mirror in your hallway, that could be really cute to display it. If you're planning on having it on your front door, you don't necessarily need to cover the back, but I really like finishing projects. For me personally, I like the back sides to look finished and done. And then you're just going to do the same thing. Add down a whole bunch of these burlap ribbon strips, and then you're just going to cut it so that way it's nice and clean and finished. Now when you come to the ends, do the same thing as we did at the arrowhead where you're putting the glue on the sides and you're just kind of pinching it together to hide the ends so that you don't see weird glitter kind of popping through at the seams or the sides of it. You don't want that to look that way. But once you've got that all figured out and everything is all pretty and covered, you're then going to take some rope and finish off that arrow. You're going to wrap it around and glue it in place. Now we're going to move on to the heart, and this one was really fun because you get to put it as thick or as little as you would like. I took my rope and I'm gluing it down at the top part first just to make sure that it's on there really nicely, and then you're just going to start wrapping it around. This is a great project to do while you're watching a movie and you're just kind of relaxing. I think the total time it took me to wrap this thing was probably like 10 minutes, and it's just because I wanted to make sure that as I was wrapping it, I was doing a good job and it looked really nice and finished. Go ahead and add on your arrow first. Now you're going to see that I have some greenery on there, but it was just because I was testing it out for you all to know which one to put on first. I think it's better to put on the arrow first, and you're going to take some of that rope and you're going to use it to help hold it onto. Don't just hot glue it on. Camouflage a piece of rope by wrapping it around and then gluing it all into place. And then you're going to take some of your florals and you're just going to cut them apart like I showed you earlier with our first craft, and you're going to just put them in there how you'd like them to be. Now I went real neutral on this because again it's for that farmhouse look that's so popular right now that I personally really like as well. And you're just going to have the flowers coming out from the side where the feather would be on your arrow. And when it comes to your ribbon, you can go as big and beautiful as you'd like, or simple like I'm doing here with this lace ribbon. Thanks so much for watching this video today. Again, don't forget to go down in the description box and click on the playlist link to all the other people playing along for this month's DIY challenge. As always, let me know what you think about the projects I've done today. I love reading your comments. And until the next episode, bye homegirls!